going on YouTube? Brian Mello here from Martys GMC here on a beautiful October day in Pembroke, Massachusetts. And today it's going to be a good one. I'm going to get a chance to show you guys the 2014 Sierra All-Terrain, and we're going to swing by New England Water Sports. We're going to take a look at the all-new 2014 MasterCraft series of watercraft. So with that said, let's take a look at this truck. What do you get with the all-terrain? I'm not a good singer, that's why I do YouTube videos. Anyway, the all-terrain package, you get the 20-inch rims with Goodyear Wrangler SRA tires. These are 275 55 20s. These are big tires. Awesome look, love the new wheels, love the look of the all-terrain package in general, but the wheels and tires really set it off. If you park this next to we'll say an entry level, you'll notice the difference right away. Really good quality. GM spares no expense on their wheels. We make Denali's. I mean, come on. So that right there is your all-terrain. They do come in chrome as well. I have seen them in black. These are gunmetal gray and a polished aluminum, but you can get them in solid black. You can get them in solid chrome. But personally, I like the two-tone look. How about you? Let's get out on the road. Now that we're inside, I can discuss the things that I love so much about this thing. First off, it is a little brisk outside. It's a little chilly. It's October. Heated steering wheel is on. That's actually a button right here on the steering wheel, and it heats up really quick. Gets that edge off. There's nothing worse than grabbing hold of a frozen leather steering wheel in the middle of the winter, especially around here where we get nice chilly winters. I'm sure we're not too far away. The plow trucks have been flying off of the lot, and we really can't even keep up with supply, so that leads me to believe that everyone's gearing up for one crazy winter. Other thing, the all-terrain, of course you can get this in other Sierras as well, is you get your giant IntelliLink touchscreen display right here, which runs all of your entertainment, your radio, your phone, Bluetooth. You also get, which I'll drag you around so you can get a better look at it, but you get a ton of auxiliary ports, a ton of USBs. You actually have 3 USB jacks right here down low, 2 auxiliary power, and a 110 volt, I believe is what it is, home plug, so you can plug in laptops, computers, or whatever the case may be. Blender, I mean, if you really need to. See what goes on down here. This thing wants me to put my seatbelt on, which I'm sure I should probably do. Now, all Sierras get a keyless entry, power windows, you get your power locks. The crew cab, when you get into the crew cab, you do have the option to do the Blu-ray player and rear entertainment if you're going to have kids in the back and you want to keep them entertained. It's probably one of the greatest things ever. Slap a DVD in here, plays on the TV up top, keeps the kids quiet, keeps you happy usually. One thing you'll notice too when you're driving this thing is it doesn't feel like a truck. Normally, you know, you jumped into a truck and you had that bouncy truck feel. You'll see I'm really not moving all that much. Granted, I'm on a smooth road at the moment, but there's their share of grates and bumps and things, and you really don't feel that. It almost feels like if you've ever driven an Escalade or a Denali SUV, it's a very similar feel to driving one of those, which is nice. They're taking the truck. I don't want to say they're taking the truck out of the truck, but they're taking the truck that you don't really care for, the bumpy ride, the noise, the motor noise coming through. You don't have any of that anymore. It's nice, it's smooth, it's quiet as it should. The road noise is next to null. I mean, you don't hear it anymore. You don't even know that you have a 5.3 liter V8 underneath the hood until you really get on it, and even then the noise is just so quieted down. It's really crazy. They used a lot of sound deadening materials and changed a lot of things around in order to get this truck to drive and sound and perform the way that it does. And they did a really great job. And until you get a chance to actually put your ass in the seat, you're not really going to know what I'm talking about. But I highly recommend trying one out, because it's just it's unlike anything else you'll drive. I can guarantee, you know, jump in your Ford, jump in your Dodge. I mean, you can even jump in a Silverado, and it's not going to be the same. It might be you know, the same chassis, but it's a different experience when you get behind the wheel. Give you guys a quick peek under the hood so you can take a look and see what goes on under there. Now, GM's updated its entire lineup of engines with the Sierra. It's got the new V6 and 2 new V8 engines. They're all aluminum block, all aluminum heads, and they receive direct injection, continuously variable valve timing, and of course active fuel management, allowing them to run on 4 cylinders when you're just kind of beating around town or you're cruising down the highway. It's really capable. It's got plenty of torque, plenty of usable power. This is the 5.3 liter, which puts out 355 horsepower. You can actually still get 23 miles per gallon highway, and of course towing is not an issue with this thing whatsoever. Great looking engine. Plenty of pep. Personally, I think the 5.3 is the best motor that we all have to offer. Of course, you can get the 6.2, which comes standard in the Denali, but you're looking at a little bit decreased in fuel economy. In today's day and age, I just prefer the 5.3. Of course, you have the 8-way adjustable seats. So you can really, if you take the time, I didn't really take the time this morning to set it up for myself, but if you actually take 5-10 minutes before you take the truck out to actually set the seat up, you can set it up perfect. It's like driving around in a Lazy Boy. I suppose I should put my seatbelt on. In fact, why don't we do that? Get rid of this jacket. Be a good guy. Put my seatbelt on. Now, speaking of seatbelt, as far as safety goes, you can't really beat it. The National Highway Safety Administration actually just awarded this Sierra the first ever 5-star safety crash test rating for a pickup truck, or I should say full-size pickup truck, which is awesome. Real proud of that. You also have the best-in-class V8 fuel economy with this thing. No one's going to beat it out. You'll see a lot of advertising for trucks saying that they get the best fuel economy. They will always be advertising the V6 because GM, we have it. Best-in-class V8 fuel economy. If you need the V8, you need that power, you need a tow, you need a trailer, you're going to actually use the truck for a truck, you're probably going to end up wanting that V8, and give you a little peace of mind to know that you're getting the best value for your money as far as the fuel economy goes. Especially when gas is always teetering at that $4 a gallon mark, it makes things a little bit nicer. Now, with the all-terrain package, you also get the Z71 suspension with the Mono 2 Rancho shocks. Hopefully you guys can see those underneath there. Get a good look at them. Awesome handling. Really great ride comfort. I thought they were going to be a little too stiff, but they're actually really comfortable. Gives a great ride. And when you're going over those bumps, you'll appreciate having that Z71 suspension here in the back. You also get a skid plate, which I'm not going to be able to show you here unless I really crawl under there. You get a skid plate over your transfer case. Will protect you from rocks, you know, driving over whenever you don't have much ground clearance, scraping up that bottom. Keep your transfer case nice and safe. You know, they're expensive trucks. You want to keep them in the best condition that you possibly can. And the all-terrain package will help you do that. Really great looking truck. Let's see what else we got going on. One of the other things I always like to talk about is touch points. When you're driving a car, you'll hear people talk about the touch points in the vehicle. And really what that is exactly what it sounds like. Whatever you touch, anything that your hands would come in contact with on a regular basis inside the truck would be a touch point. And GM did a great job to make sure that the touch points feel nice. If you get into cheaper vehicles, you're going to feel a lot of plastic it just doesn't feel nice. The steering wheel, you know, they'll put leather here, but over here is plastic. You know, where you put your hands, where you put your arms, plastic. Where in the Sierra, you get a lot of fine materials, leather, everything's leather in here. All the touch points, steering wheel feels really good. It doesn't feel like this leather is going to just rub off, you know, in a couple of months. Even like if you touch the knobs on the buttons, the rubber that they used feels good in the hand. And those are the little things that you want to think about, and those are the little things that you don't notice the first time when you get into a vehicle. It's the thing that you noticed after you've had it for a little while, and you realize, wow, why do all my buttons feel so cheap? None of that. Now, I know we talked about a little bit about what the all-terrain package consists of. You do get that Z71 off-road suspension, the Rancho monotube shocks, the skid plate underneath the transfer case, as well as the recovery hooks in the front, which I'll jump out and show you guys those. Great for if you need to pull anything out. You know, you got a buddy, you're going off-road and he gets stuck, you gotta yank him out, or you need to pull anything. It's nice to have those hooks up front, that way you're not hooking it to a bumper or destroying your truck. You also have an auto-locking rear differential, which, as we all know, comes in very handy, especially when it comes to any towing that you're going to be planning on doing, any off-roading that you're planning on doing with the truck. That rear locking diff's a great feature to have. It also has hill descent control as well in the all-terrain package, which is, like I said, these are all options as well that you can get individually if you're packaging up your truck or you're building a truck custom ordering. But really, as far as I'm concerned, the all-terrain is the package to have. This thing is awesome. The looks that I get just from driving around in this thing are, I mean, they just make you feel good. This thing is a absolute beauty, and you know, it shows. It's not only just form, but you get the function as well, which is always nice. Just a second here, we're going to flip that camera around so you guys can take a look at what I'm seeing here on the dash, and show you guys some of the technology that GM has implemented into this truck. If we can get past all the road work, you swear it's October and all of a sudden they've decided to dig up every road in town. Right now you're looking at your gauge cluster. You can see you have a, I believe that's 4.3 inches. Don't quote me on it. I'm terrible. You have a 4.3 inch display right there up front. You can actually navigate through your media menu, change radio stations through here. It'll display information if you need it. So you can actually go to like info, you can see your speed, your average fuel economy, your range, tire pressures, timers, I mean, all kinds of stuff. You go, like I said, you can use your phone, your navigation, you can jump through settings here, and this is all being used actually right from this button. So right here, your controls, all you have to do is just go with the corresponding, you know, left and right would be the arrows on the left or right side. The check marker is obviously select. This would be your voice dialing.
Command, please.
Call home.
Call home, correct?
Yes.
Home. Say mobile or home.
Home. Of course, I have enough
Calling
numbers in there.
home. At home.
And off it goes. Now there's nobody home at my house, so let's hang that phone up. And you can actually just right over here, just hit end. And that's that. The voice controls are really easy, and it's accurate too. You don't have to talk like a robot. And let's get going here. So now we're going to just take a cruise over to New England Water Sports, take a look at a couple boats. They got the new 2014s out, and I am all excited to check them out, as well as they are excited to check this thing out. So let's swing on by there. We'll turn this camera on when we get there and see what goes on over at New England Water Sports in Pembroke, Mass. Here we are at New England Water Sports, checking out the MasterCraft X10 2014. Beautiful boat. Will look really nice on the back of that new 2014 All-Terrain.
top button to shut it off?
Yep.